Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's of the hopeful elect, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And this pretty much is going to be a response to the brother from Arrows of Indignation. You know, he always puts out some good videos. He pretty much throws up the alley-oop. And this one right here is a good one, and it's titled, "Yo, Nero, it's not over until Amalek says so." And pretty much, we know who that is. Okay, Amalek being the small hat, which is the chief top tribe. Okay, that's pretty much head of the Edomites, and they're running the tables right now. Okay, so pretty much the U.S. is pretty much a guardian unto a unruly child. That's how you can pretty much sum it up. Just an unruly bad child. Okay, you see, U.S. is pretty much the brawn or the muscle. Okay, and Israel serves as the central nervous system of the elites. And the elites are pretty much moving through the guise of the state of Israel to impose their will. Okay, through their policy, so to speak. Okay, and their policy pretty much sums up as in war and pretty much conquering the lands over there in the Levant. And they pretty much want to name it the Greater Israel Project. But much more deeper than that. They pretty much are purposely causing a economic turmoil, okay, throughout the world, because they have to bring in this new reset. Okay, they have to pretty much crash the old system to bring in a new one. So there's a lot of integral parts that's going on behind the scenes. This individual here, pretty much, I believe he's a professor in Iran. He pretty much has his finger on the pulse of what's going on each side, and he pretty much brings a lot of insight on pretty much what's going on. And we're gonna get to his video, and this video is short, and play it. But at the end of the day, the scriptures speak about the least of the flock should draw them out, and that's going to be the very prevalent move that's going to take place within this narrative. Okay, because the ceasefire pretty much lasted, but for a hot minute, so to speak. And Trump is pretty much looking for an exit out of this war. Okay, because we've pretty much been defeated, so to speak. Okay, we've been depleted of resources, and this is not going as planned. It's not going as they had planned it. You see, okay, and you're dealing with a different monster. Okay, when you're dealing with Iran. Okay, because Iran pretty much an ancient nation. Okay, they pretty much are backed by two superpowers that are giving them the intelligence and the pretty much the hardware. Okay, to pretty much have this type of proxy. Okay, and it pretty much is really a proxy between the U.S. versus China and the U.S. Okay, and that's pretty much what's going on right now. But as we enter into this Third World War, okay, this is only the beginning. Okay, this is pretty much going to get to epic proportions where nations upon nations will get involved. Okay, and pretty much the economy is at stake right now. All right, so pretty much Amalek is not going to pretty much throw in the towel by any means, because they have to bring forth the agenda. Okay, and it's pretty much as clear as day. But pretty much let's get a little bit more context to the situation that's been going on. We're gonna play this video and then we're gonna get some scriptures. So without any further ado,
right now is despite all this, is failure. The United States and the Israeli regime have lost this. What was it? Operation Epstein Fury, or whatever.
Epic Fury, epic failure, yeah, Epstein Fury,
whatever. They've lost, and Trump wants out, but Israel won't let him. The Zionist lobby in the United States won't let him. Just like what what's his name, Joe Kent said in his resignation letter and in his subsequent interviews. It's clear as day what's happening. Trump wants a way out, but the Zionists won't let him, and that's why they're dragging the global economy towards a cliff, and soon it may go right over the cliff. Because if the United States attacks, and there's a strong chance that they will attack tonight and try to occupy islands or territory on the coast, or carry out operations deep inside Iran with their special forces, the Iranians will retaliate.
And Israel is stronger than ever. This is the bottom line of this campaign up until now. Let me say, there's still additional objectives for us to achieve, and we will achieve them, either by agreement or by resumption of the fighting. We are ready to resume the fighting at any moment. Our finger is on the trigger. As you know, 2-week ceasefire has been announced between the U.S. and Iran. No, we were not surprised in the last moment, and I want to emphasize, this is not the end of the war. This is a step in order to achieve all the objectives.
And pretty much that's the whole gist of it at the end of the day, Okay, now, this kingdom pretty much is divided, man. Okay, and you have to throw in the whole guise of these Edomites as in one big, pile, so to speak. They are all together in this because they are all going to be judged as one nation at the end of the day. But pretty much they are not in agreement on the objective of this war. One wants a ceasefire and the other one wants to continue to fight on. You see? Okay, and all of the Congress members, most of them are bought and paid for, and they have a name which is called the neocons. These are ones that are for war. Okay, they advocate for it. Okay, we got powerful lobbyists that's in Washington that pretty much are lining the pockets of these politicians and having them be for this agenda here. Okay, so we know that Trump, okay, pretty much is being blackmailed for the most part. Okay, because pretty much at the end of the day, he's in the files. That's pretty much common knowledge, and information is being withheld for this in part for him to do their bidding. Okay, and pretty much Joe Kent, which was pretty much had the highest clearance, security clearance of anybody. He served recently, up until recently, as the head of I believe it was Homeland Security, I believe. But at the end of the day, that assassination attempt that was on him during his campaign, speaking about Trump, I believe through the spirit, man, that was pretty much a warning shot, man. For him to get on board and get on track, man. Okay? And this man is pretty much having a lot of sleepless nights, man. Okay? Because he is being controlled, man. All right? But now there's no way out of this, man, because Yahweh Bashim Rashad pretty much this is the Lord's setup right here. Okay? And pretty much right now we're just the US is pretty much just a old bully, with bad knees, so to speak. And I had to borrow that one, but pretty much, man, that's what it is, man, when you want to look at it in layman terms, man. We have outdated arsenals, which these other nations pretty much advanced so much within the last 20 years with their technology, okay? And, we pretty much were settled on our lead, so to speak, man, because of us being the big bully on the block. We didn't need to pretty much advance anything. The weaponry that we had was unmatched at the time, But this technology pretty much knowledge has increased, and these other nations have weaponry that can actually take down, our air superiority that we once had. You see? Okay? So things have changed. And also, we're going with the bully tactic when they are pretty much strategically defeating the U.S. In the form of economically. You see? And this place is only being propped up, man, for a certain period of time, man. Because the economy is definitely going to implode, okay, over this situation here. Okay, because nothing actually was accomplished, man. Okay, but let's get a scripture real quick. All right, we know the one we're gonna pull up. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 49. Slack it. Jeremiah 49 verse 20. And it reads, "Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Okay? And that's pretty much what this man is bringing himself to destruction, man. Okay? Because these events are going to only escalate even more and more. Okay? And this man is not going to be able to pull out of this war, man. Okay? He's already locked in, and it's already to the point of no return. Okay? Things are pretty much much different. Okay? Now here in April than it was, back when this war started back in February, man. Okay? And we're only talking about maybe a little bit over a month right now, man. Okay? Things have vastly changed. You see? So this place is at a point of no return, man. And this is prescribed by the Lord at the end of the day, man. Okay? You see? All right? This is what the counsel of the Lord, man, and his purposes, man. Okay? That least of that flock is speaking about Amalek, man. Okay? You see? All right? He pretty much, in this world, he's the first of the nations, so to speak, man. Okay? They pretty much run the tables, man. And, hey, there's not going to be no way out of this, man. Okay? You see? Again, the U.S. is like a guardian to an unruly child, man. That's uncontrollable, man. Okay? You see? And no matter what, he has to back him up. You see? But it's only going to lead to defeat, man. Okay? It's almost like, U.S. having like a little brother, and the little brother pretty much has a problem with some people in the schoolyard. So he goes to get his, bigger brother to go help him fight. But little does he know that the people at the schoolyard pretty much have the upper hand. Okay? So this whole war is not going as planned, man. And they're losing the narrative of how they wanted to craft it, man. And soon enough, the markets are going to get nervous, man. Okay? You see? And people are going to pretty much jump ship, man. And this is how you have the beginning of the downward spiraling of this economy, man. Okay, it's coming. You see? All right. Let's get another scripture real quick. Let's go to Revelation chapter 17, verse 8. The beast that thou sawest, and the beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and shall go into perdition. Okay, and pretty much, man, we know that beast. You know, we're talking about EU and NATO. Okay, you see, all right, and this is pretty much the second coming of the Roman Holy Empire. Well, not the Holy Empire, but the Roman Empire. Okay, all right, this is the second leg of Rome. Okay, that pretty much came up out of that bottomless pit, man, that you see today, man. Okay, which was resurrected during the Renaissance. Okay, and now this man is pretty much going to go ape shit, man, going into perdition, man, going into destruction mode, man. Okay, you know, this man is openly speaking about you know, war crimes, man. Okay, like it's supposed to be regular talk. You see, okay, and this man is pretty much going to he is sealed his own fate, man. Okay, through this war that's been started, man. Okay, and it says, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. You know, these people are going to be smitten by this man. Okay, because this man, all right, through all this chaos that's about to come to this place, you know, financial heartache for the people. Okay, he's gonna have that solution, so to speak, man. Okay, and people are going to be on board with this. And the reason why people are going to be on board with this is because the fact is that people will be losing everything that they have. Okay, and then when you have the opportunity to pretty much get, you know, these things back, you know, with conditions. Okay, all right, these people are going to be with it, man. And chiefly speaking about that MOTB, man, because this is what all of this is going to be to head into, man. And this is really the end game. Okay, so when he presents that, okay, because pretty much everybody's walking in pride, man. You know, you got people here that can't see this place going down. You know, they you know, they think they're gonna sail off into the sunset with the retirement and their so-called nest egg. You know, but all of that stuff is about to vanish, man. Okay, so anything that these people, you know, the people whose names are not written in the book, they're going to subscribe to what this man offers. Okay, all right, not knowing that this is a total damnation, man. Okay, to pretty much accept that, man. Okay, that MOTB. Okay, so but all right, in this book of life, you know, you have people that are pretty much are going to accept it, man. Many people are going to accept it. You see? Okay? But the people are going to wonder, man, whose names are not written in this book, man. Okay? And these are the people these are the ungodly, man. These are the people that are pretty much are already ordained to destruction at the end of the day. You see? Okay? All right, the people are going to be had in derision, man. Okay? Because people don't have a clue what's going on behind the scenes, man. Okay? But this is all going according to their plan, man. Okay? Israel being the central nervous system of the elites, man, and they're accomplishing their will right now, man. Okay? You see? All right? But the Lord is pretty much going to throw a monkey wrench within their plans, man. It's only going to go for so far. Okay? All right? You know, their plans have that glass ceiling that they can't get past, man. Okay? All right? And time is pretty much running out, man. So this man is not worried about winning any type of popularity contest with anybody, man. Okay? You know? All right? The Lord's going to turn the people here in Babylon over to a cruel Lord, man. Okay? And we're going to start to see it, man. Okay, this man is already becoming unhinged, man. Alrighty, all right? Just by the tweets that he's putting out. You see? Okay? You know? There's a lot of that's going on behind the scenes that people don't know about, man. Okay? This man is getting very plenty of sleepless nights, man. You know? Okay? All right? But pretty much, man, hey, we're seeing now, man, that you know, it's on, man. Okay? All right? And there's no turning back, man. And this is all prescribed, okay, from the Lord, man. You know, when you speak about Jeremiah the 49th chapter, you know, and it speaks about Edom, but then when you go to the 50th chapter, okay, all right, it speaks about Babylon in the same sentence about the least of the flock, drawing it out, man. So the people, okay, in the place, man, all right, are pretty much are going to be destroyed, man. Okay, according to scripture, man. You see? Okay? But this is how the Lord set this thing up, man. Okay? The Lord pretty much set this thing up, man, to pretty much usher in his return, man. Okay? So these things must need to come to pass, man. We understand that our power is a man of war, man. Okay? The Lord is totally with this, man. You know? Okay? And he's doing it for our sakes, man. Because once he gathers some people in that region, man, he's going to plead with them. Okay? That's what the scriptures say, man. For his people and for his heritage, man. All right? So pretty much, man, so, you know, we're going to see some dark times coming, man. But, you know, we know that this is all pretty much ordained by the Lord. And the Lord has to have these things come to pass, man. You know? So fret not, man. You know? Okay? We pretty much are seeing our way out of this, man. Okay? You know? And the Lord got us, man. So we got to continue to keep the faith, man. So with that, I'm going to end it there and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.